The stage was set, the air electric with anticipation, as Stephen Colbert took to his platform on live television to deliver one of the most scathing monologues of his career. The late-night host, known for his razor-sharp wit and unflinching ability to dissect political realities, had an audience hungry for clarity, satire, and catharsis. Donald Trump had just been elected as the 45th President of the United States, a seismic shift in American politics that left many reeling. Colbert was ready to channel the collective confusion, disbelief, and for some, outrage into a performance that would resonate far beyond the confines of his studio. Before we start, hit the like and subscribe buttons for more exclusive news. Colbert's monologue began with an acknowledgement of the sheer improbability of the moment. This was not just a typical election. It was a cultural event that had divided the nation and upended expectations at every turn. Trump, the billionaire businessman and reality TV star with no prior political experience, had managed to capture the highest office in the land. For Colbert, this moment was ripe for a critical lens, not just of Trump himself, but of the broader systems and attitudes that had led to this outcome. The tone was biting but laced with an undercurrent of disbelief that mirrored the sentiments of millions. As Colbert unfolded his arguments, he deftly walked the tightrope of comedy and critique, ensuring that the humor never detracted from the seriousness of the subject. His words were punctuated with carefully crafted barbs aimed squarely at the man whose campaign had been fueled by divisive rhetoric and bombastic promises. Trump's rise to power was a phenomenon that Colbert approached with surgical precision, unpacking its elements with both scorn and insight. Colbert's takedown went beyond Trump's persona. It was an incisive commentary on the political machinery that allowed such a figure to ascend. He highlighted how Trump's campaign had tapped into a wellspring of discontent among voters, channeling frustration with the establishment into a populist narrative that resonated with millions. Yet, Colbert was unflinching in his critique of how this narrative had been weaponized, pointing to the dangerous precedents it set for political discourse in America. His analysis, though laced with humor, carried an undertone of urgency, a plea for viewers to recognize the gravity of the situation. One of the most compelling aspects of Colbert's monologue was his ability to articulate the surreal quality of Trump's victory. The campaign itself had been a series of headlines that seemed ripped from a satirical screenplay. From the infamous Access Hollywood tape to the inflammatory rallies, Trump had dominated the media cycle with a blend of spectacle and controversy. Colbert dissected this media phenomenon with aplomb, pointing out how the relentless coverage had transformed Trump into a larger-than-life figure, eclipsing traditional political norms. It was a stark reminder of the power and peril of modern media in shaping public perception. The audience, both in the studio and at home, was visibly engaged, their reactions a mixture of laughter and uneasy acknowledgement of the truths being laid bare. Colbert's monologue was not just entertainment. It was a communal experience, a shared reckoning with the implications of Trump's presidency. Every punchline landed with a sense of purpose, every critique a mirror reflecting the complexities of the moment. Colbert's ability to channel collective emotions into a coherent narrative was on full display, a testament to his role as both entertainer and commentator. Colbert also turned his attention to the broader societal implications of Trump's election. He spoke of the divisions that had been laid bare, the deep chasms between urban and rural America, between different socioeconomic classes, and even within families. Trump's candidacy had acted as a lightning rod, revealing fractures that many had been content to ignore. Colbert's commentary on these divisions was as poignant as it was biting, forcing viewers to confront uncomfortable truths about the state of the nation. The monologue's pacing was masterful, building in intensity as Colbert wove together humor, analysis, and heartfelt reflection. His ability to shift seamlessly between tones kept the audience riveted, never allowing the gravity of the subject to overshadow the comedy, nor the comedy to trivialize the seriousness of the moment. This balance was key to the monologue's impact, a reminder of why Colbert had become a trusted voice in turbulent times. A particularly memorable segment of the monologue was Colbert's examination of Trump's campaign promises. He methodically deconstructed the grandiose claims and contradictory statements, highlighting the gulf between rhetoric and reality. This wasn't just about pointing out inconsistencies. It was a deeper critique of the performative nature of modern politics. Trump's ability to sell a vision, however improbable, had been central to his appeal. Colbert's satire underscored the dangers of this approach, questioning what it meant for governance and accountability in the years to come. Colbert also took aim at the role of fear in Trump's campaign. From the rhetoric around immigration to the emphasis on law and order, Trump had tapped into a sense of insecurity among voters, presenting himself as the strongman who could restore order. Colbert's analysis of this strategy was as sharp as it was humorous, exposing the ways in which fear had been manipulated for political gain. It was a sobering reminder of how powerful and perilous such tactics could be in shaping public opinion. As the monologue drew to a close, Colbert struck a more reflective note. The election of Donald Trump, he suggested, was not just a political event, but a cultural moment that demanded introspection. What did this say about America? About its values and priorities? Colbert's words carried a sense of urgency, a call to action for viewers to engage with the political process and hold their leaders accountable. It was a powerful conclusion to a performance that had been as thought-provoking as it was entertaining. The implications of Colbert's monologue extended far beyond the immediate moment. It was a snapshot of a nation grappling with profound questions about identity, democracy, and the future. For Colbert, the monologue was an opportunity to give voice to these questions, to spark dialogue and reflection among his audience. It was a reminder of the power of satire to illuminate truths, challenge assumptions, and inspire action. Stephen Colbert's takedown of Donald Trump on live television marked a crucial cultural moment, a defining instance of satire wielded as a force for societal critique. But what made it particularly impactful was Colbert's unique ability to highlight the stakes of the election in ways that transcended partisan politics. While his disdain for Trump was evident, the monologue also served as an unflinching examination of the collective values and vulnerabilities that had allowed Trump's rise. Colbert's incisive commentary transformed a political event into a moment of reflection for an entire nation, and his performance reinforced the role of satire as an essential lens for understanding power and its consequences. In his dissection of Trump's ascendancy, Colbert also delved into the cultural contradictions exposed by the election. Trump, a wealthy man with a golden image rooted in the elite circles of New York and reality television, had managed to position himself as a champion of the working class. This paradox became one of Colbert's most potent targets, as he explored the uneasy relationship between image and authenticity in modern politics. His analysis highlighted the way Trump's brand, cultivated over decades, overshadowed the deeper contradictions in his policies and promises. It wasn't just about calling out hypocrisy. Colbert was probing the allure of celebrity and its profound influence on democratic systems. Colbert's monologue also underscored the significance of language and rhetoric in shaping public perception. Trump's often controversial and unfiltered communication style had been a hallmark of his campaign, earning both condemnation and admiration. Colbert deftly examined the implications of this approach, noting how Trump's bluntness, while celebrated by his supporters as a sign of authenticity, often veered into the realm of incendiary and irresponsible. This wasn't just a critique of Trump's words, but of the shifting norms of political dialogue that his campaign embodied. Perhaps most striking was the way Colbert managed to bridge humor with a sense of moral urgency. His critique extended beyond the immediate political drama, touching on broader themes like civic responsibility, media accountability, and the fragility of democratic norms. He left his audience with questions that demanded answers. How did this happen? What does it say about us? And where do we go from here? These were not just rhetorical musings, but a call for deeper engagement, a challenge to confront the forces that had brought the nation to this crossroads. By the end of the night, Colbert's performance stood as a cultural milestone, not just for its searing critique of Donald Trump, but for its capacity to capture a moment of profound transformation in America's political and social landscape. It was a reminder that even in the face of uncertainty, satire remains a powerful force for truth and accountability. If you liked this video, please give it a like and subscribe to our channel. Also, could you leave your comments below and tell us, what are your thoughts on Stephen Colbert's takedown of Donald Trump? We want to hear from you. Thank you for watching and see you next time.